Hi there, Carlos Verde here with the CCHL Network on the fly with a quick Round 2 CCHL playoff preview to get your way. We'll start with the 1 versus 4 series. Two teams that were expected to be in Round 2, and they are here and squared up and ready to do battle in a West versus East clash. The number 1 seed, Carleton placed Canadians, taking on the number 4 seed, Cornwall Colts. Here's how the two teams got here. CP swept the number 10 seed Nepean Raiders 4-0. 3 of those were blowouts, and CP really never lost control of that series. The only close game against Nepean for them was Game 4 on the road when they won on a last-minute goal to take Game 4 3-2 and sweep the series. As for Cornwall, they had a bit of a tougher ride in Round 1, taking on Rick Dorval's Hawkesbury Hawks. It went to 6 games, but the Colts did get things done. Ian McInnes' team advancing with a 4-2 series victory to face the powerhouse Canadians in Round 2. Now let's take a quick look at some key matchups in the series. We'll start with the most obvious one. CP's Big Guns versus Cornwall goaltender Denny Doublestein. Doublestein will be making his 5th playoff appearance in Junior A hockey. The Vaughan, Ontario native had 4 separate and kind of mixed bag performances in the playoffs in the OJHL with 4 different franchises. This will be his CCHL playoff debut, but he is, of course, no stranger to a Junior A playoff environment. And facing him, well, it's the big boys, Andy Sturts, Stephen Bayless, etc. Adam Lloyd led CP in scoring in Round 1. He had a goal and 6 assists for a team-high 7 points. Stephen Bayless and Craig Peffley also led the way with 6 points apiece for CP. Andy Sturts expected back in the lineup after a week off. He missed Game 4 against Nepean with an undisclosed injury, but he is expected to be back after a week off for Jason Clark's team. Second key matchup is going to be the two teams' secondary scoring. Secondary scoring is going to be huge in this series. It could, in fact, make the difference between a short series and a long series. CP, with the likes of Craig Peffley, Bryce Van Horn, etc., are going to have that secondary scoring, and it remains to be seen where Cornwall is going to find their secondary scoring up front. Once you get outside of Marley Quince, Grant Cooper, and Kevin Hope, there's not a whole lot of offensive consistency from Cornwall's forward core. And the last matchup behind the benches, Jason Clark versus Ian McInnes. Going to be a good tilt in terms of strategy as the two coaches, vets, are going to go at it. Clark is going to be tasked with shutting down and finding a way to shut down the Cornwall Colts' big guns. Meanwhile, Ian McInnes is going to have to find a way to rally his troops and find a way for his team to match the speed and intensity of not just CP's big guns, but their depth players as well, like the Bryce Van Horns, the Craig Peffleys, etc. So those are the 3 big matchups to watch. Denny Doublestein against CP's big guns. Both teams' secondary scoring. If CP's secondary scoring can outdo Cornwall's the way that I think a lot of people are expecting, it could be a very short series. And of course, the coaching matchup. 2 excellent coaches, 2 Coach of the Year candidates, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this series pans out. In terms of a prediction, I have to go with CP. Everyone is. They're the number 1 seed. They've got so much offensive firepower. Stephen Bayless, Andy Sturts, and co. Their systems are fantastic. Their defense is strong and disciplined. They play a tough, aggressive game. And really, I don't think it's going to be possible for Cornwall to end up winning this over a 7-game series. I do like their chances of poaching one at home with the likes of Marley Quince leading the way offensively. I'd say the goaltending is about even between Denny Doublestein and Guillaume Terrier, but at the end of the day, CP just has too much offensive firepower, and the Canadians will take this series over the Colts and advance to the CCHL final with a 4-1 series victory. For all of us here at the CCHL Network, I'm Carlos Verde.